Hey everybody, it's Greg Koch here, 605 Running Company, Sioux Falls Skedaddle coming at you. It's the third Tuesday of the month, which means Skedaddle Live-ish. Yeah, I'm pre-recording this stuff. We've got a great interview today, but we're about 30 days out, about a month out from the Skedaddle, which is really, really exciting. I'm thrilled the way things are coming together, the way things are going. Life is good here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We've got a lot of fun things happening, but I wanted to jump on, give you a few announcements, talk about what to expect as we get closer to race day and where we're at. So good times, good times. First and foremost, Sioux Falls Skedaddle will be a live event. I've had a lot of people reaching out asking about, are we going to be live? Are you going to make any last minute changes? No, we are planning full stop live event going forward. So the 60.5 Move Expo is a go. The race is a go. Our course is a go. Everything's going very, very well. We're excited, but I do want to touch base on COVID-19 safety precautions. We're excited to see each other, but we do want to follow all of our mitigation efforts, all the things that we've been doing at 605 Running Company. We're going to carry that over to the race. So this is going to include things for like the start line. We're going to do corralled starts. Now, runners that have signed up, you will get communication on this, and everybody that's signed up has provided us with a estimated finish time. That's how we're going to build these corrals out as we get closer to race day. Be prepared for that. It's not an indictment of who you are as a runner. It's just how we're going to safely start the race. Everybody's going to be timed the same exact way. We've got great timing set up for this race. So this is all about safety with the corral starts. We're also going to have hand hygiene stations throughout both the 60.5 Move Expo, Skedaddle. At each aid station, there's going to be hand hygiene stations. That's something we've worked really, really hard on. And we are encouraging masking when not running or actively eating or drinking anything. That includes at the expo, that includes on race day. Keep your distance. Again, we're doing our absolute very best to make this a safe and successful live event. Now, 60.5 Move Expo, let's talk about it. April 24th, this is where you're going to pick up your race packets. If you haven't seen the shirts, we posted that. The shirts, the 605 running staff, we took a staff photo in the race shirts, which is quite exciting. So I'll be sure to put that in the comments as well. So the 60.5 Move Expo, that's where participants are going to pick up the race packets, but we've got a lot of other stuff happening, including vendor showcases, movement activities, inflatables for kids. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have a full service bar, wellness experts. It's all about getting some movement, some activity, some family friendly activity. So come on down. 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We've got some good stuff there. Our guest today on this recording, Tyler, will be coming representing Falke socks. We're going to have Skechers shoes there. So 605 Running Company is going to have a full slate of stuff that you can buy at the expo. We're going to have other vendors as well. It's going to be a really good time, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come hang out downtown Sioux Falls on what we plan on being a very beautiful day. Also, Holiday Inn City Center. If you haven't booked your room yet, if you're coming from out of state, out of town, check out Holiday Inn. We've got a great room rate. Take advantage of that, full advantage of that. Again, COVID mitigation, top priority. They're doing a great job over there. They've been great partners for our events. We've had Nichelle on this show. So if you haven't watched that, check that episode out with Nichelle Lund, the events coordinator for Holiday Inn. And she's also running Skedaddle, so that's great. And then our first-time runner, Ashley Thompson, Kelloland Living. If you haven't seen her story, be sure to follow along. She's doing an amazing job. She just reached over 100 miles in her training leading up to Skedaddle. It's going to be her first half marathon. So if it's your first half marathon, maybe she's going through some of the same stuff you are. Otherwise, we've all been there. We know what that's all about. So check it out. Some really great content as we lead into the half marathon. So those are my updates. We're really excited. I've got the course listed on the map. We've got a beautiful course. We got the first 4 miles are on streets. We're going to go by Augustana. We're going to go by USF. We're going to go by the outdoor campus. We're going to be on the most beautiful section of the bike trail, I think, and we will be finishing in Faywood Park. a net downhill course, no crazy hills in the last mile. A lot of fun. It's gonna be a great weekend. We're gonna have a blast with this thing. So as I mentioned, I've sort of led into this. My guest today is with Falke Stocks. He's also a very fast athlete. So enjoy getting to know Tyler Morey. Well, my guest today is Tyler Morey, and some of you folks might recognize Tyler. He's been to Sioux Falls several times, working with us at the shop, specifically at the Sioux Falls Marathon Expo. And this year, Tyler is coming to Skedaddle because he's got something really exciting to talk about today, and I'm going to let him talk about what we're going to be debuting at the shop. But Tyler, you're also going to be doing something. We're putting you to work, and then we're putting you to work. You're going to run the Skedaddle as well. So welcome, Tyler.
Thank you. It's going to be really fun.
So
looking forward to coming.
Yeah, let's talk product first. What are you bringing to Sioux Falls?
Sure. So I rep a brand called Falke. It's a German-based brand. I'll say it's new to the U.S. We're big over in Europe. Been around for actually 125 years. I rep the ergonomic sport system side of things, so we call it ESS. And that has been around for 25 years. So the concept is it's true form fit, very close to your skin. It's going to be best for performance. And we have a lot of different lines. So we have a run line, we have ski line, trekking, or hiking here in the US, golf, tennis, and cycling. So obviously for the Skedaddle half marathon, we're going to be focusing on our run line. And thanks for bringing in the line, Greg. I'm excited for you guys to debut this line to the Sioux Falls community.
Yeah, we're excited to have you come and have the line in the store. So what makes these socks better than all of the rest?
All right.
Give me the pitch. Let's get some people excited about Falke socks.
Yeah. So all of our socks are going to be right and left specific. They're also going to be men and women specific sizing. So it really finds that true form fit. Our socks fit about one US size. So you can really dial in that true fit. And for you guys as a specialty run store, it's really great because your customers can find the right shoe for them and for their gait. But likewise, they can also find the right sock for them. So we have a number of different socks in terms of our volume level. Some have more cushion, some are going to be lighter weight, and then also different materials. Some are going to be more of a synthetic. We have some with some, wool fibers or higher absorbing fibers. So we can really find that best sock for your customer. And so we're really excited about launching this line with the Sioux Falls community.
Yeah, Skedaddle is going to be the perfect, launch pad going into summertime. You've got, fantastic socks that are going to really fit our community well. We've got a little bit of everything in Sioux Falls and in the Midwest. Being, you've been a Midwest guy for a while now. We're going to get a little bit more into your background and things like that. But, you know how it goes. Saturday, 60 degrees. Monday we have a snowstorm. So we embrace it all in what I do and what you do and run specialty industry. Having high performance gear makes a huge difference. And so at the 60.5 Move Expo, we're going to be there, you're going to be there, and you're going to be able to show off a bunch of socks. And we're going to get people trying on socks and experiencing what we're talking about with this dialed in fit, which is really, really, what we're all about at 605 Running Company and why it makes sense for us to be bringing on a new stock line. And so I've been doing this for about a year, and I want our audience to experience it a little bit. So I've been seeing product via Zoom for about a year. Haven't got to touch or feel any of it. Now we're going to get to do that on the Skedaddle Day, but Tyler, why don't you show us a little bit of product via Zoom to sort of entice us leading into the expo with the 60.5 Move Expo. What's going to be at Skedaddle, Tyler?
Awesome. So I'll start with I'll just start with some of our packaging that kind of dials in our men and women's fit. So we start with our women's packaging is all going to be in our white packaging slip, and then the men's are going to be in this kind of charcoal gray. That's going to really help differentiate, The women's are knit on a more narrow ring, so you can kind of find, again, that true form fit. I'll take this out of the packaging, and you can also see the toe splay built into the sock. So what this does is it's not going to cause any sort of chafing on your toes. It's going to really fit, the bigger toe and then the pinky toe perfectly. And similar to, a lot of different sock brands these days, you've got a seamless toe. So there's not going to be any sort of chafing or any sort of stitching right here. That's going to help reduce blistering. Our socks are really nice because they sit deeper in the heel pocket. There's a deeper heel pocket, so it's not going to slip down for you. I'll show you a no-show. We call these invisible, but on those we put this silicone. I don't know if you can see that, this silicone banding to help it not slip down as well. Lastly, on our socks, all of our socks use kind of this channeled technology. And so what you have here is a nice soft base, polyester, nylon kind of a blend. It's going to be really soft feel for your foot. And then you have a higher absorbing fiber. Sometimes that's polyamide, sometimes it's something else. And so that higher absorbing fiber is coming through on these air channels. What that does is it draws the moisture out of the base of the foot around, out of the shoe for you. And you can have a really smooth ride without, again, moisture and blistering. When you're out there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2+ hours, you're going to really find that having the right equipment is going to help you have a good experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, speaking to the right equipment, the right stuff, it's not just your running socks. You've got some other equipment, if you will, or specialized unique products here that we'll have at the Skedaddle as well. Can you talk about a couple of those items as well? Obviously still socks, but serving a little bit different purpose from item to item.
Right. So we call these our special function socks, and these are going to be for, a specific purpose. And I'll kind of dive into 3 of them that we have launching at Skedaddle. So the first is going to be your compression sock. And so we'll start right here. Compression is important because it helps contract those muscles. It helps send more blood flow, through your veins up towards your heart while you're running. That's going to help with recovery. So you can wear these after a workout or after a race, when you're traveling, things like that, to kind of support the blood flow. But during a race, you can also use a compression sock or a compression sleeve. The cool part about our compression socks is we fit multiple different calf sizes. So we have 3 different calf sizes per gender. And we also have 2 different foot sizes, which is really nice because sometimes what you're finding is, you're basically trying to fit the calf size and hope it fits the foot. And in our case, we're fitting both of those for you. We also have what's called stabilizing cool socks. So this is used with our cool material, which is a synthetic blend. What this does is it helps kind of reduce twisting. It also has a little bit of compression in there. So that one is another one that you'll find at the expo. And lastly, this one's really cool, our Achilles sock. So this one is unique because it actually has these silicone nodes that come across the back of the Achilles. And these are, let's see if I can kind of show you that.
Beautiful.
See the little nodes?
Yes.
So what that does is it interacts with your tendon, with your Achilles tendon and your nerves back there, and it sends pain signals up to your brain. And in turn, your brain's going to send more blood down to, that affected area. All right, the last sock we have is really cool. It's not on the market, which is really awesome. It's called the Achilles sock. And so me being a runner, you as well, that we like to run maybe while we have an injury or some sort of maybe we're banged up a little bit, but we want to stay out there. We want to stay active. So this sock does just that. Back along the Achilles tendon, we have these nodes, these silicone nodes. I don't know if you can see that. What that does, it interacts with the tendon, and that sends pain signals down or up to the brain. The brain in turn will send more blood flow down to the tendon. And with the tendon injury, you want to keep loading it. You want to keep moving it. And that'll kind of distract the brain from the pain. You still have to do, your rehab and your prehab, but this will allow you to kind of go about your training and go about maybe on your race day pain-free or have, less pain on your Achilles. Fun fact, this is actually used as a medical device over in Germany. So doctors and PTs can prescribe this. We can't quite say that here in the US, but it serves its same function. So try it out.
Yes, and Skedaddle is going to be the place to do that. So you sent me some samples of some socks, and you had me hooked, and that's why they're coming to 605 Running Company. We are, as you mentioned, we're both runners. We've been at this. I want to dig into your history a little bit because there's some unique threads that will come through with other guests that we have on here. So give me a little bit about your background, Tyler. Where you're from, where have you run,
Sure.
and tell me what your expectations for racing at Skedaddle are.
Awesome. So I am originally from Kimberly, Wisconsin. Got a scholarship to head down to Clemson University. Ran cross country and track there for 3.5 years. Ended up having a 1.5 years of eligibility left and transferred up to UW Oshkosh and ran 2 track seasons and 1 cross country season. Was All-American in cross country, made nationals in the steeplechase twice. So Oshkosh was a really awesome experience for me. I did have some injuries coming out of college. I had compartment syndrome surgery actually while I was at Clemson. So my calves were basically very tight. I had to get those released through surgery. And then my last year of eligibility at Oshkosh, I ran on a sports hernia. So I ended up having a mesh liner put in, which has really helped, to this day. I'd say it took me a while to kind of figure out my running post-collegiately, whether that be burnout or just my body needing a little bit of time to recover. But I'd say starting in about 2018, I started to kind of find my rhythm again when it came to running. And it's been a slow build ever since. I've had dealt with just minor injuries, but I think that's kind of been what's helped me over the past 3 years, is not really having any major injuries. And it's kind of been a snowball effect. And I've personally just feel like I've fallen in love with running and challenging myself again. And over COVID, races were all shut down, and I decided to just challenge myself and do a bunch of time trials. So I PR'd in the half back in October, ran 108, I think it was 31 or something like that, which was a 2-minute PR. Totally surprised myself. Also PR'd in the 10K in the process. So that's kind of the goal this year. I'm training for Chicago, which was a deferred race from last year. That's kind of the main goal, but all these races along the way are going to really help me build towards that goal. And Skedaddle is going to be really awesome. I've kind of said to some friends, I'm really looking forward to putting, a time down on paper. And so
Sure.
I have expectations to kind of get an official PR at Skedaddle on paper.
I like it. I like it a lot. You said a lot there that I want to get into a little bit, if you don't
Sure.
mind. And I always find this really fascinating. So, talking with you, for our friends here in Sioux Falls, you are what we would call Benson fast. And I think everyone in Sioux Falls sort of understands that. And that is a huge compliment from our audience
Thank
to you. You've got the background, and you've run at really high levels, and you've run all around the world, which is really cool too. So that's another thing we can talk about too, is some of your worldly adventures in running. But
Totally.
I want to talk a little bit more about, post-collegiate, because Benson went through a little bit of this too, where you just sort of are lost a little bit and have to refine a passion for running. And, to people like me, that's like, it's really hard to understand. And it takes, you're in a select minority of running, you mentioned All-American and running at a high level. What does it take, and what was it for you that really rekindled that passion to say, all right, I might not be what I was in college, but I can still challenge myself, and I can still set goals and attain them, and have a passion for running. Tell me about, what was it for you, and the communities you've been a part of that really helped you along the way?
Yeah, and definitely getting plugged in with like local running groups, and just kind of using running as a social outlet kind of helped me fall back in love with the sport. Over here in the cities, been a part of Twin Cities Track Club and been to Mill City Running's group runs. And so that was really fun to kind of find like-minded people to kind of run together or train together, whatever it might be. The other thing was just kind of taking a step back and finding what worked personally for me. So I think in college, a lot of people are very driven, and they're running at a high level, but it almost feels like there's one path to do so. And typically what that looks like is 2 workouts and 1 race a week. And for me, that really ended up wearing me out. And so kind of taking a step back and realizing, okay, I'm probably never going to get to that same speed again, but also finding what's best for my body as I get older. I'm not super old, but I'm definitely older than I was. And so, trying to reevaluate, okay, I'm going to try to tackle the half marathon, the 10K, the marathon, ultra marathons, maybe even dabble in some trail running. Whereas, my collegiate mindset would have been, I want to do the steeplechase, I want to do the mile, I want to do the 5K. And now my body's probably like, what are you doing? You're not going to be that fast again. So I think it's taking a step back and realizing, what's best for your body at that phase of life.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I think it's such a cool piece of what we're doing with Skedaddle. So we're putting together an elite field, which you're going to be a part of, and I appreciate you accepting our invitation for that. And it works really well. We're going to launch this brand here, and have some fun with that. And I really am excited to bring you into Sioux Falls. You've come in here and you've met a lot of our locals, and I know that you have a lot of fans right here in Sioux Falls, which is really a unique relationship. For a brand rep to be this connected with our audience, I think that's really special. And I appreciate you coming to run in Skedaddle. We're going to have a whole bunch of fun that weekend.
Yeah.
I can promise you that. What in your visits, what is the one thing about Sioux Falls that stands out to you?
I am very impressed with Sioux Falls community. I think what stands out the most is people seem so tight knit and encouraging one another, no matter how fast or how slow you are. People are just wanting to see you at your best. And it's also, an opportunity for people who may not be runners to see, okay, I can get into this, and I can get involved. I mean, you guys have a super active running club in the area at your store. They all work together, which seems really cool. And then just coming in town for events or expos, and just seeing all the excitement. You guys have a ton of awesome infrastructure. I mean, running around Sioux Falls is really fun. Beautiful parks and places to I love it.
Yeah, we've got a great route for you. I hope you're prepared. And it looks like Tyler's got the frozen screen again. But we're really excited. It's Tyler Morey. He's coming. He's gonna run really fast. Again, we're recording this, so Falke Socks, check it out. He's gonna be here. We're gonna have a great time. And thanks for tuning in today. So from me, from Tyler, I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch up soon. Bye.